Hey y'all, this is Lydia. Two messages have been coming through. The first one is with Pluto stationing direct in about a month at 26 degrees of Capricorn. So it's at 26 degrees of Capricorn now, which is a Grand Master degree of Capricorn. So because it's in this energy and it's going to stop here and it's going to station direct here, we're getting those final sort of changes to our foundations and what we want to shift in order, and or even just, destroying it and getting it out of the way. And how this is playing out, I've noticed, is things coming up sort of in our face of patterns or behaviors that are just not working anymore or aren't serving us anymore. And it could be an old deep-seated pattern that we're just sick of, and it's sort of keep repeating, and we're getting to that point where it's like, this is ridiculous, it needs to change, or I'm so sick of it. And on another hand, it could also just be irritants coming up as well that's asking for our attention. But the reason things are coming up in our face like that is because we're being asked to address it and to handle it, so that when we go into the planet starting to station direct again, we have our ducks in a row and our foundations in order for us to move forward. And again, this is specifically behaviors and personal patterns that we've been going through perhaps for a while now, that we're just getting to that end where it's not working anymore, or we're just so sick of it that we know we need to make a change. And I think the reason it's coming up in our face the way it is, it's so that we can have that motivation to make the change, because sometimes it has to get so bad that we are motivated and actually want to make the change, because we just know that if we don't, it's going to just keep going and going and going and going. So it's important not to get stuck in a sort of helpless energy, or this is just happening to me and I can't do anything about it. The reason it's so loud is because it's trying to motivate us to do something about it. And another message that's been coming through is what we think is going to happen, or how we thought things were going to play out, or the ideas we had, how we thought the steps we're going to take were going to be a certain way. However we thought something was going to pan out, we are in another Saturn-Uranus square, so the final one, and it's hammering Mercury, which is also in a shadow period, and slowing down to station retrograde this month. So this is an energy of how we thought things were going to play out, just shattering. Our expectations shattering. What we thought we were going to be doing, perhaps shattering or shifting in ways, and gears shifting in ways that we don't expect. And it's very, very important right now to be flexible and to be open to these things that we thought not being what we thought it was going to be, if that makes sense. And also being open enough to receive, because Mercury's in Libra, to receive the information. It's going to station retrograde in Libra. To receive, and Libra is a receptor. Again, to receive this information and to be open to receiving new ideas and receiving new pathways and directions that we want to take. And I'm going to just pull a card to round this off, but those are two repeating messages that have been coming through very strongly. And I'm going to use the well-known Alchemy deck and see what the cards have to say. Chiron, there we go. Wounds. And how these wounds are playing out in patterns. And that's the gift of patterns. It's easy to spot them because they keep happening and we're seeing them over and over again. And because we've been going through these energies for a while now with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, and then with Jupiter in Capricorn in 2020, we've been through this enough times where we're starting to get deeper and deeper into patterns we didn't notice before, and more details that we haven't noticed before, because Pluto is a Scorpio ruled planet, which is dealing with those details. We're in Virgo season, which is another detail-oriented sign. Those two signs actually used to be the same sign before Libra split them. So there's this energy of seeing things that we hadn't seen before, and perhaps that also shattering our perception and shattering our ideas. But it's not necessarily to punish us. It's not to discourage us. It's actually to get us closer to the truth, because Pluto is also that deep truth. And so this Chiron energy, these deep-seated wounds, we're getting down deeper into them and we're seeing more details to them. And perhaps we've been having aha moments about how they're playing out that we hadn't noticed before. And again, this is actually gifts that are being offered to us so that we can address them and to get more freedom and more space into our lives by really getting ourselves out of old patterns and old loops. And the hammer is coming down hard. And it's interesting too, because this Saturn-Uranus square is actually hammering Mercury with the hammer of Thor. So it's our perceptions and how we thought things were going to play out is really getting hammered hard, and it's to serve us, it's to get us into more freedom, and it's to break us free from old patterns that perhaps has had its grip on us for a very, very long time. So I hope this message resonates. I'm sending love and wishing you well. Bye.